Hey friends, CT Baker here. In all my beauty, I have not changed out of my workout clothes from this morning. Nasty. Only the finest for y'all. Anyway, I want to tell you this Robin story for this blog post up here. Never done this by video, so this is kind of weird. But it wasn't working to type it, so I figured I'd be better off telling it. So I'm going to do my best. So it was February 3 years ago, this weekish, right in the middle of Women's Heart Health Month. So you've got videos, you've got talk shows and commercials and stuff playing all over the place. Whoa, it's like in your face, which is good. And I'm sitting at the dining room table and I'm doing a blog post, just like I am right now, but not this crazy video thing. And I have esophageal spasms. And if you don't know what that is, be glad, because it is not fun. They sometimes mimic heart attacks. So I'm sitting here and I get this squeeze in my chest and I kind of freaked out a little bit, and then it went away, and then it came back, and then it went away. And so I started to panic and get a little short of breath because I was nervous and anxious, and I'm flapping and fanning, and I thought, I need to get some help. So I called the one person I know who will partake in my shenanigans, and that was Robin. And I said, girl, I need some help. Something's going on here. So she raced over and she said, I think we should call Cheryl. Cheryl's her sister, her older sister, who had a heart attack when she was 42 years old. Well, I was 39 at the time, so that was hitting kind of close to home. And Cheryl is now kind of a counselor for women who have heart disease, and because she's got an amazing story. So anyway, she calls Cheryl, and Cheryl's like, if it's not letting up, she probably needs to go into the hospital. So Robin and I are sitting there thinking, okay, it's near pickup time. Do we go get the kids and risk you having a heart attack in the car, or do we go straight to the hospital? And so we decided to go straight to the hospital. Before we left the house, I made sure that I took all my Zans. I took a Zantac for my reflux, and I took a Xanax for my anxiety, because I figured with the process of elimination, I might feel better if the Zantac squashed the esophageal stuff and the Xanax squashed the anxiety. So I took that, and I hop in Robin's car, and she hands me a paper bag, and I'm breathing into the paper bag, and we're pulling up to Providence, and we're both like, oh God, who's getting the kids? So we quick, I call Shannon and my mom, figure out who's getting the kids, and she calls Billy, and he has to leave work and go get the kids, or get Carson. And Robin and I get on into the hospital, and they immediately give me my little wristband, my whatever it is, band thing. What is that called? Bracelet. And so they take me back immediately because I'm having heart symptoms, and they do all the things to me. They stick all the things and ask me all the things and whatever. And then they send me out into the waiting room, and I'm thinking, well, so am I having a heart attack or not? Why am I going out here? Or maybe this is where I go to die. I don't really know. So I go back out there, and I'm sitting with Robin, and she's like, what are you doing? I said, I don't know. They just sent me back out here. And she's like, okay, well, I guess you're not having a heart attack. And I said, I don't know, but this is just weird, and I don't like the way I feel, and I don't know why nobody's tending to me. Well, about an hour or so passes, and we're sitting there, and Robin's like, I guess you're not having a heart attack. And I said, well, I don't know. Nobody's told me anything. I don't know. And she said, well, I'm going to go back there, and I'm going to ask about your EKG results, and I'm going to ask about my EKG results from Sunday. And I was like, Sunday? And she was like, yeah, I was here Sunday because I had some chest issues going on, and I came to the hospital, and I sat here for several hours, and I finally just went home because no one was helping me. I was like, what? So she just walks on back there, and she tells the guy, she's like, hey, can I see her EKG results? And he was like, yeah. So the nurse reads the EKG results, and he's like, well, hers are normal. And she said, so she's not having a heart attack? He was like, well, I don't know. She still needs to see somebody. And Robin said, well, just out of curiosity, what were mine from Sunday? Well, the guy pulls her EKG report, and his eyes get as big as silver dollars. He looks at her and is like, ma'am, you should not, you should not have left here on Sunday. Your EKG was abnormal. And she was like, what? He said, yeah, you should not have left. And so she comes back out and she's white as a ghost. And she's like, oh my God, I've been having a heart attack since Sunday. And they want to triage me again. And I was thinking, what is going on? I'm the one that's supposed to be having a heart attack, not you. So she goes to the window and they give her bracelet and she comes back and we look like Wonder Twin Powers with our bracelets. And she goes back to the room and they triage her and they send her back out there to die with me sitting next to me. So hours pass and like my mom is in and out checking on me. Shannon's in and out checking on me. They're tag teaming my kids. And then Billy, we haven't seen hide nor hair of Billy. Rob was like, Billy, will you come up here with me? He said, I am not coming up there with you unless you're having a heart attack. You already did this on Sunday and it was a false alarm. I am not coming back up there with you just to sit and waste the whole night. Just call me if you're having a heart attack. So Robin and I are sitting there. We're getting hungry. Like, it's getting late. We're getting hungry. We got kids we need to tend to. So I said, let me check on this situation. So I walk back there and I'm like, listen, we have been sitting here for hours. I mean, I guess I'm not having a heart attack because all of my Zans helped me out. And I don't have any symptoms anymore. So I'm going home. And she was like, ma'am, I can't advise you to do that, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, is anybody going to see me? Like, can I see a doctor? And she was like, well, that's the problem. We don't have a doctor that can see you. If you want to see a nurse, you can wait a little bit longer and see a nurse. And I'm thinking, what ER doesn't have a doctor that can see somebody who's been triaged for heart issues? So anyway, I go back to Robin and I'm like, girl, bye. Because I got to get home. I'm clearly not having a heart attack. And she's like, don't leave me. Shannon's waiting on me to make a decision so I can get the heck out of Dodge. And she's like, don't leave me. I don't have anybody sit here with me. I'm going to call my dad. Well, she forgot that her dad and his girlfriend were on the way to the beach. She's like, Daddy, I'm at the hospital getting triaged for the heart attack that I was having on Sunday. And he's like, what? She said, well, Claudia was having a heart attack, so I came with her, but now they want me to stay because they think I'm having a heart attack. Will you come sit with me? He was like, Robin, I'm on the way to the beach. And she was like, but Daddy, I want somebody to come sit with me. Billy won't come up here. And Claudia's going home. And he's like, all right, well, I'm coming home from the beach. So the man's like 2 hours away from Columbia. So he turns around and starts heading back to Columbia and comes back and brings us food and all kinds of stuff. It was really hilarious. And anyway, so she ended up staying for a couple more hours. And Shannon was like, I think you're fine. Just go discharge yourself. So I discharged myself and just chalked it up to another esophageal spasm, which scared the pants off of me. And Robin stayed up there. Well, she was up there for a couple hours, never saw anybody, discharged herself, ended up going to the doctor the next day, only to discover that the electrodes that the technician had hooked up on her were probably not on the right way, which is why her EKG was abnormal and that she wasn't actually having a 4-day heart attack and that she was fine. So anyway, there's no real way to end this story except to say that I cannot think of a better first responder to be with me and to share that experience with, because she made it absolutely hilarious. I don't know many people that go in for an emergency and have their driver admitted for an emergency also. It was insanity. It's one of those stories that you can't make up. It is definitely better told in person. Lots of laughs. It went on for years because we would constantly bring it back up and constantly make jokes about the night that we sat at the hospital for, it was like 7, 8, 9 hours, whatever it was. It was an insane amount of time. So anyway, that is my Robin story, and we laughed about it for years. I will always laugh about it, and thankfully nothing was wrong with either one of us, and and it was okay, but it was certainly a funny memory with one of my favorite people who I miss terribly every single day. And thanks for letting me share this story. I hope you got a chuckle out of it, and thanks for bearing with my first time vlog. All right, bye.